Hello, race fans. This is Ben Deathridge with Inside NARC, a unique preview coming up for the Dennis Roth Classic, in which normally I do a lot of the talking, but I decided, hey, let's switch it up. Let's flip the script. We're going to have a lot of drivers as well as some personnel that operate in the state of California that are going to be discussing things here. We'll introduce each one of them as they come up, but this is a wonderful thing, I think, for a lot of people to say a lot of great things as we get ready for the Dennis Roth Classic this Friday and Saturday night, April 14th and 15th at Thunderbowl Raceway in Tulare. Saturday night we'll be paying out $18,383 to win, and this race is a tribute to Dennis Roth as well as his wife Teresa. We thank them so much for all the wonderful things they've done, not just in California but across the country in sprint car racing, and they continue to do great things. And we'll start off with Roth Motorsports team manager Todd Ventura as our first guest.
This race is a true honor for Dennis and Teresa Roth because it was fellow competitors and his peers that wanted to have put on this event. And when you have people that have that kind of respect for you, it's just, like I say, a true honor to be a part of this event. And you know, I mean, it's longtime competitors, Brent Kaeding, Jim Allen, Ashley Smith, who you know, talked about it and made it come together, and we really are you know, really honored to be a part of this.
And now promoter at Thunderbowl Raceway, Steve Faria, about all the wonderful things that the Roths have done for him, as well as they continue to do.
Yeah, well, it's a big deal for us because Dennis has been a big supporter of this racetrack, and he's a special friend, and we're just trying to make something big out of it. And it should be really good because we haven't had a race all season because of the rain.
Next guest in line is going to be NARC 410 Sprint Series General Manager Jim Allen.
You know, it's an honor to be able to put this race on for Dennis Roth, period. He's done such great things for motorsports, and this is a real-world, real-life tribute that we are proud to host.
Shane Golobic is next, talking about another stint in the Works Limited number 57 car for the upcoming Dennis Roth Classic.
Yeah, I'm excited for the Dennis Roth Classic this weekend. Obviously, big money on the line. Cool racetrack. Everybody loves going to Tulare, especially 2 nights with the 410. That'll be pretty cool. And be able to run Friday and Saturday back-to-back with Paul Silva and Kevin and Trevor and Doug and everybody at the 57 team. It'll be cool to run that thing, you know, again and kind of build on some of the steps we made forward last week in Hanford. I think for our first night out for the year with the 57 team, it wasn't a bad effort. It's just we missed it just a little bit, but we'll be able to make some better adjustments and decisions and kind of just get more comfortable as a team. And I think going to Tulare, it's a place that I've had some success at, and obviously the 57 team's had a bunch of success there too. So hopefully it's a good combo, and hopefully we can go down and pick up a Dennis Roth Classic. That'd be pretty cool. Definitely one of the biggest races out here now for sure, and obviously it is pretty cool to be able to race in honor of Dennis. And I had the pleasure of driving for him a handful of times. I think it was like 2016 or so. You know, I was always, as a kid, something I always wanted to do was be able to run the 83, just like anybody in California. They kind of all dream of that, at least to be able to strap into that thing at least once. So, yeah, I'm excited for it.
Originally from Tucson, Arizona, now calling Chico home, Nick Parker is the next guest to come on.
Yeah, so this weekend was the first time back in the 410, and we ran a couple 360 stuff in Arizona to kick the season off. And then during that transition from February to now, just trying to get all the equipment up to Chico because we were based in Tucson, and we ended up finding a shop a couple blocks down from Tyner's. So I'm based in Chico now, and So yeah, we were okay hot laps, and then qualifying, car felt good, just didn't really have any speed. Come back in the pits, and Sean, my crew chief, he's like, dude, it doesn't sound right. It's got the same tone that we had last year. We thought it was a cam issue, and now we're realizing we got an electrical issue. So today we dropped in a new a new mag, and we fired it up, got the timing in it, and we'll give it a go here Friday. But can't really tell if we fix the problem until we get it on the track. It's only affects the motor when it's under load, so it's too hard to tell just winding it up here in the shop. So didn't really get a good qualifying. Set us back a little bit for the heat. Had a good run going in the heat race, and I stepped on it trying to get underneath Max. Went and pushed the cushion and about damn near tipped it over. So recovered. I think we finished fourth. That was good enough to put us in the transfer for the main, and took a bunch of swings at it, trying to fix our problem, and ended up making it worse. So it was quite undrivable for the main event. But hopefully this weekend we can turn it around. I've been to Tulare. I've been to Trophy Cup twice now. I've done okay. Ran about mid-pack, 80 to 100 cars, ran about 40 to 50 both years. And, man, I'll tell you what, that place it's scary as hell. You hauling ass down these long ass straightaways, and then you're like, oh, I got to turn now. This wall's coming up quick, So that place can be pretty treacherous, and just looking forward to this next weekend and see what we can do and really see if we can fix this problem. It's been haunting us for about a year now, and just kind of haven't quite figured it out. And hopefully, I think we pinpointed a couple things, and yeah, hopefully we can get it done. So.
And now we're going to grab a word with Bud Kaeding, the veteran racer out of Campbell, about his expectations coming up at the Roth.
Hanford was decent. We didn't time in very well. And, we ran fourth in the heat race there, and didn't get yourself in the dash, which when we fell back into times, put us in the ninth row. And starting in the back, with a field of cars like we're getting today, there's tough cars and tough drivers throughout the field, no matter where you're looking now, and it's tough to go from 18th to getting up in the top 2 or 3, and so we'll walk out of there with a ninth place. Not what we went for, but on a new tire again, so we're trying to readjust and get better with it, and just looking forward to moving to Tulare this weekend. Should be a good weekend. The weather looks good. Looks like the Roth family's got a nice event put together for the weekend. A lot of cool things up for grabs, good money, lots of beef. We're pretty excited about it. The Roth have been pretty instrumental in my career and a lot of people's throughout sprint car racing. They've done a lot for the sport of sprint cars across the country. So it's pretty cool to be a part of the event to honor them and treat them up.
Well, this young man had his debut in a 410 sprint car at the Anthony Simone Classic last weekend at King Speedway, and he will be participating in his first 410 race this coming weekend at the Roth Classic at Thunderbowl Raceway.
So last Saturday was my first time in a 410, so I just struggled. The biggest thing is I just wanted to get laps, and now going to Tulare, it was my first time obviously in a 410 there, so the biggest thing is we want to make the feature and run as good as we can, and just learn, more and more each time we hit the racetrack and get used to this 410 stuff. So it'll help us in the 360 and help us overall throughout the whole season.
Making the long journey down from Arlington, Washington, Jesse Schlotfeldt will be among the field for his first races of the 2023 season.
Yeah, it's going to be our opener for our season. I don't know what to expect. It's my first time running double duty in a sprint car. We're going to run the 360 as well. But as long as I feel like the night went smoothly, the team operated smoothly, everything like we're trying to be prepared for everything that comes our way. And like I don't know, I'd be pretty stoked with top 10 finish in both classes. So I'd say that's probably as long as we can roll both cars and trailers, that'd be cool too. I've only been on the track a couple of times. I got to go early in the year last year. Ended up on my side, and then got to run Trophy Cup as well, and that went all right. But yeah, so only a handful of laps at the track, and obviously first time fun, so should be fun.
Okay. Back in the Bates Hamilton Racing number 42X, Justyn Cox of Roseville is here to talk about how he thinks things are going to go for this upcoming weekend.
So yeah, last weekend was it was a great start. It was awesome to get going with the NARC series and get back to Central California, where there's always great racetracks. Peter Murphy did a great job and got the track in tip-top shape, I felt like, for kind of the obstacles he had to go through. So we kind of fired off on all eight, and we have a really good car package and engine package. So going quick time and winning a heat race right after that was a really good confidence boost. And then having a decent finish in the main for another good top 10 is a great way to start. So super excited to get over to Tulare. I wouldn't say I've had great success there, but I've always felt like I've been in competition for good finishes, and I feel like I don't lack too much speed there. So once upon a time, we almost won the Trophy Cup with the 42X team, and I think we ran a top 10 with the NARC show there before last year. So I think we're just going to try and build off of what we learned this weekend and go have some fun and race in honor of a really awesome family in general. Dennis Roth is a staple of California, and I think anyone that thinks Dennis Roth thinks of California and the famous Beef Packers 83 car. So really, really cool to race for all this money right off the bat, really, and I think it'll be a great car count and a lot of tough guys.
Another Pacific Northwest driver expected to be on hand is Tanner Holmes out of Jacksonville, Oregon. Tanner talks about how things went at Hanford a little bit, as well as what he is expecting to happen in Tulare.
Yeah, this last weekend, it was solid for us. It gave us an opportunity to get back in the swing of things. For our first race, we didn't get a chance to run any of the other races in California before this. So, just working on putting together a whole night, get back to the swing qualifying mode. You got to be on it for qualifying. You got to be hammered down. And then, race mode, getting through your heat race, hoping you get a good, redraw, and then, getting through the dash and then also being able to survive for 30 laps and be just as good on lap 30 as you are on lap 1. So I think for our team, it was just something to kind of build off of. Not the best results on paper. There's a lot of room for improvement, but as I mentioned, just kind of like a night of shaking the rust off. And we're looking forward to getting to Tulare. That's a track that's been good to our team. We ran second on a night of Trophy Cup last year. I think if everything kind of goes right, we're on it. We can get this new car dialed in. We'll definitely be a threat up front. So looking forward to getting to the Thunderbowl.
Representing Sparks, Nevada, the only driver from the Silver State expected to be in the field is Bill Smith, who's running for Rookie of the Year honors this season with the NARC 410 Sprint Series. Here's what Bill had to say about his first race with the NARC Series this year.
Very impressed with the whole operation as far as start to finish from the event. The people, very down to earth, really cool, especially Peter, very welcoming. Jim, everybody that I met in person, very helpful. Very surprised at how fast these things get up and go compared to 360s.
Perfect. And then this upcoming weekend for Tulare?
Yep. We're headed down early Friday morning. Goals is try to make the main event. Our goal this entire year is just to follow every race and try to win the Rookie of the Year at 55 years old, or I'll be 55 in May. Don't know if that's possible, but there's some pretty fast kids out there, so we'll just see how it goes.
And our last guest in this first part of 2 is going to be Jake Hodges. Jake Hodges coming from Camarillo next to Ventura, and talking about how everything went at the Anthony Simone Classic and what he's looking to have done at Thunderbowl Raceway.
Yeah, last weekend was really my first true wing race that we actually completed from start to finish. And so I just don't have the experience, with the wing. So we made the show. We transferred out of the B, made the show, and we didn't hit anything. And nothing got damaged, and I learned a ton. So that I would say we walked out of there happy and had our heads high. I was disappointed because I got, lapped several times. That's not like me. But at the same token, at least we finished. And, these guys are really, really, really good. Probably the best drivers or series I've ever been involved in. So, as disappointed as I was to be as slow as we were, I have to be, look at the positive and to build our program, So that was good. The non-wing race, I think we just went out there just for fun and just for me to get more seat time. And I just didn't put any time or effort into getting the car properly set up. So the first lap I went in there and the car bicycled up in the air and it kind of just spooked me a little bit. I just wasn't confident. So we just rode the bottom, and just log lapped. And so that was a bummer. But regardless, it was a great weekend. Good show. It's a classy. I would say it's a classy series, and I'm happy and lucky to be a part of it. So that was Saturday. And another thing too is I got all new cars that we built over the off season, new motors, and new guys working on the cars. So everything's kind of just new, So Tulare, I do plan on being there. I'm pretty certain I'm going to run my 410. I have a 362. I just got to make the decision as far as what I'm going to run. I'm 99% sure I'm going to run the 410. So I've ran at Tulare once before. Really enjoyed the racetrack. I think my goal again is to go there and have similar expectations to last week, but try to create more entry speed with my program. We're just really slow on entry, and I think that's a driver thing. So if I can somehow close that gap a little bit and try to be a little more competitive than I was last week, then I'll be very happy. If I go there and I'm the same, I'm going to be disappointed. We're going to have to go rent a racetrack and run for a couple days, to figure this out. So, that's kind of where I'm at. We're one crew guy short, so I'm hoping to try to round up another crew guy to complete the team and head up there Friday. Have some fun.
Again, thank you for tuning in. We do want to remind you that there is going to be a part 2 with more drivers talking about their expectations, their thoughts, as well as their assessment of the first race of the season. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Again, a different take of some things that we've done in the past, but Inside NARC will be back here very soon for part 2 for the Dennis Roth Classic preview.